Okay, so Kafka's rerun is here, and after the insane hype her first banner had, she kind of fell off. I mean, DoT just isn't as good as No, yeah, Kafka's amazing, and she will get stronger soon. Don't skip this banner, trust me. This video will talk about how to make your Kafka do 200k per ult, instead of 30k. We will discuss Kafka's best Lightcones, Relics, Teamcomps, and Eidolons. Okay, let's start with her Lightcones. So she has many options that perform well on her. Firstly, her signature and Good Night Sleep Well at S5 are her best, performing much better than everything else. After those, Welt's signature, Fermata at S5, and Solitary Healing at S5 are all very strong. Most people will be using Fermata as it's completely free to play. You can buy copies through the Forgotten Hall shop, and Solitary Healing can also be bought from the Herder shop. Some last resort options, if you somehow don't have any of those weapons, are Eyes of Prey and Luca's Lightcone. Both of these are significantly worse, but usable. So, Kafka's Relics. She really only uses Prisoner and Deep Confinement, the DoT set. Its defense ignore and nice attack percent buff are perfect for her and other DoT units. The lightning set could be an alternative for her, but it's really best to get the full 4-piece DoT set over anything else. However, she is a bit more flexible in terms of plan ornaments. Her best is Firmament Front Line, giving her attack and damage percent, but Space Ceiling Station is also a decent option. It gives a lot of attack. Okay, so her ideal main stats. Kafka wants attack percent on the body, as she is DoT oriented. She doesn't want any crit, then speed on the boots. The more she can scale, the better. The planner sphere should always be lightning damage, and her rope should be attack percent. As for her substats, she only wants speed and attack percent. They're really the only useful stats. You could get a bit of break effect or effect hit rate. Some random rolls of those are okay, I guess. Alright, now moving on to Kafka's best team comps. So she is really only played in DoT comps, however, she can apply her own shock enough to be used in hypercarry. But firstly, DoT comps. So pair her with either Sampo, Luca, Gwenaifen, but most importantly, in 2.0, Black Swan. Listen, this DoT character will be completely broken. Kafka is okay now, but will become a lot better when Black Swan comes out, so it is worth it to pull Kafka right now. Regardless, Kafka, DoT unit, then Harmony buffer. Some of her best options are Asta, Tingyun, and Ruan Mei especially. Then the best sustainer will be Huohuo, as she provides attack buffs. Exactly what DoT characters need. She's very useful. As for Kafka's hypercarry team, again, Huohuo will be the best sustainer. Then instead of a DoT unit, just put 2 Harmony units. Her best would be Ruan Mei and Tingyun. Okay, so this is Kafka's rerun, which means some people either are pulling, have pulled, or are thinking of pulling her Eidolons. So let's talk about how they changed her. E1, when her follow-up attack is triggered, it increases the DoT received by the enemy by 30% for 2 turns. It's very strong, it's free damage, solid for an E1. Then her E2 increases DoT damage dealt by all allies by 25%. Again, a straight damage increase, this time for everyone on the team. Another strong Eidolon and a good stopping point for anyone wanting to pull her Eidolons. E4 gives Kafka 2 energy every time the shock status, inflicted by her only, does damage to an enemy. It's pretty bad, not that great. It's kinda useful, but for an E4, it's not her strongest. Then finally E6. All shock damage from Kafka's ult, follow-up attack, and technique increases by 156%, including when her skill triggers these dots, and extends the shock duration for 1 turn. This is her best Eidolon by far. Of course, it's an E6, but it's a solid 30% overall damage increase. Definitely making her one of the strongest characters in the game. Oh, and also one more thing. These numbers are a little low on Kafka. It was calculated with the Lightning set and Space Sailing Station, so her numbers would be a little higher with the DoT set and the Glamoth set. And that will be it for the Kafka guide. So as I said before, if you're hesitant on pulling Kafka because she doesn't perform quite as well as the meta units, let me tell you, the addition of the DoT set, Ruan Mei, and soon Black Swan, honestly Kafka will be up there with like Jing Liu and Blade, and Imbibitor. I know it's back-to-back banners, but pulling Kafka because you're going to pull Black Swan is 100% worth it. Finally, my Kafka won't be useless.